Hey guys, if you want to support Mykle's channel, you can do so by giving $1 a month on Patreon. Click the link in the description below.
It's time for The Good Night Show with Mykle Hunter! Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome to The Good Night Show! And it's time for a segment that I like to call Likes and Dislikes. For those of you unaware, this is a segment where I list out the things I like or dislike about a particular game, no matter how big or small it might be. If I like it, I'm gonna mention it. If I don't like it, I'll mention that too. So, now that you know the concept, let's go ahead and get started. Likes! Yeah, the graphics, they're incredible. This is by far the best cel-shading anime graphic style I've ever seen. They even altered the frame rate so it's not quite as smooth, so it really gives that illusion of it being a 2D animation. And to give credit where credit is due, the same team did accomplish this before with Guilty Gear Revelator. So I hope this graphic style that Arc Systems is doing really catches on for future fighters, as it gives the charm and satisfaction of a 2D fighter, along with the added benefit of having the nice, dynamic, over-the-top camera angles. Nice, those classic Dragon Ball Z sound effects, all present here, and so satisfying. Please never change them. The Funimation team is present, and yeah, pretty much all of them are involved. So if you thought you weren't gonna get that authentic anime feel from the voice actors, then you thought wrong, cause they're here and they sound great. So you still got Christopher Sabat as Vegeta.
Nobody cares! Quit bothering me!
The game takes some of the best mechanics from the Marvel vs. Capcom titles. The 3-on-3 tag team system works actually really well for the Dragon Ball series. This game is so ridiculously over the top and very fast paced, and it is awesome. This is actually a very accessible fighting game for newcomers. If you know the simplest mechanics of like throwing a Hadouken in a Street Fighter game, then you'll pretty much know how to do everything here. But yet the game still has a good amount of combo techniques for even advanced players to really get into it. There's plenty of character-specific dialogue here, in both story and versus mode.
Hey Goku! Let's spar for old time's sake.
We haven't fought in forever. Ready?
You know, it's little things like this that really shows that the developers actually care. You know what I really love? When you're doing a special move to finish off your opponent, and you get the Destructive Finish! Additional content is always nice, and as far as this game, you can actually unlock new colors by playing the game. And get this, it's not DLC, which adds more replay value to the game and doesn't suck the player dry from their hard-earned money! This game is so obsessed with being over the top that you can literally charge up your super meter at will to do even more ridiculous crap. We have a brand new female fighter known as Android 21. She was created specifically for this game by none other than Akira Toriyama, the creator and character designer of Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, this game pretty much has the best round transitions ever. The arcade mode actually has a pretty clever difficulty system. Depending on how well you did on that previous fight, it'll adjust the difficulty accordingly. So if you're like a pro at the game, then expect arcade mode to be really difficult. Unless you're that much of a pro that it's just easy either way. Either way, it's still cool. In the 3 different story modes, you actually get to see different sides of each story. So for example, the characters you only briefly see in the hero story get a much bigger spotlight if you do the enemy story or the final story. So it makes things a lot more interesting when you see things from the other character's perspective. You may have thought one thing until you saw the enemy story, and then you're like, oh, okay, that I thought it was this way, but it's actually this way. Wow. Yeah, that kind of thing, you get my drift. I love how this game has so much self-aware humor.
If it isn't Goku and his annoying, noseless sidekick.
And what about you? Are you not going to turn into that ridiculously named Saiyan form of yours?
If you lose a battle in story mode, and as long as you have other teammates around, if you actually resume that fight that you lost, your enemy's health will also resume. So the only reason this is even on the list is because I was so close to beating this guy, and then lost, and when I went back, this happened.
Let's go!
Now, one of the coolest features of the game is that you have dramatic intros and dramatic finishes. There's a very specific way you trigger these. And when I say that, I mean really specific. You have to make sure you have the right two characters facing off with each other, and on top of that, you gotta make sure you're on the right stage, and that you do the right attack when you finish off the fight. But they're all based on actual episodes and events that happened in the Dragon Ball Z anime. But they're really fun to play around with, and it's just details like this that really shows all the love, passion, and effort that went into this game. It's something they really didn't have to do, but they went the extra mile and did it anyway. So this is something I really, really appreciate. Alright, so now that we got those out of the way, it's time for the dislikes.
Dislikes.
Goodness, tutorial stages do not give you infinite health. Tell me, how am I supposed to complete the tutorial if I don't know what I'm doing yet and I end up dying?
That's certainly no way to fight.
Hero mode. Okay, tell me how I'm supposed to feel like a hero if fighting the bad guys is so easy. Oh, you think I'm exaggerating? Look at this. This is the final fight of hero mode. And look at my health on all my characters as I'm landing the final hit. What the heck? Wow. When is story mode going to end? This thing lasts for too long. There's not enough substance. It's a fighting game. Okay, sure, it does have some good parts in it, but that does not make the whole thing good. You know, there are even sections that have cutscenes, but do not advance the plot in any way whatsoever. The length of the story needs to be cut in half.
Well, unfortunately for you, I'm not really in the mood for jokes today.
I'm sorry, what?
This is your true form.
What?
I could care less about that wretched woman, but I do want that machine.
Cell, why can I not understand you? Speak up! You know, I like Android 21, but why can I not use her human form? Why am I only restricted to this pink monster? I want to use this version, it's cooler, I like it. This other version is cool too, but I want the other. Not enough female characters in this game anyway. Yeah. That's another thing I don't like. Add another girl character, we don't have enough. Add more. Girl power. Overall, Dragon Ball FighterZ, or Dragon Ball FighterZ, is pretty much everything you would want in a Dragon Ball fighting game. It's fast-paced, ridiculously over the top, and has a very accurate and well-done graphic style. And while nothing too major, it's got a decent amount of unlockable content as well, such as new avatars or alternate colors for your fighters to keep you playing. And it has a healthy amount of online content as well to really put your skills to the test. The fighting mechanics themselves are very simple and easily accessible, yet has enough advanced tricks and combo techniques to keep even experienced players engaged as well. It's the perfect title for both fighting game and Dragon Ball fans. Although I had minor issues with the story mode, the positive aspects definitely outshines the negatives by a long shot. This is an excellent game, so overall, I give it a full 5. Well, that's about it for this episode of The Good Night Show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed hosting it. Thanks for watching.
subscribe.